Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We dive into the extraordinary stories hidden in the most ordinary pockets. Today's journey might just change the way you see loose change forever, especially if you've ever handled a 2006 1-cent coin that could be quietly sitting in your jar of forgotten coins or tucked away in your childhood piggy bank, because believe it or not, this very coin, seemingly insignificant in face value, is at the center of a mind-blowing story, one that has shocked collectors, numismatists, and historians alike, with a staggering valuation of $82 million, not because of its age or precious metal content, but due to the rare, bizarre, and fascinating errors and minting mistakes that have turned an everyday copper-plated zinc cent into a legendary treasure in the world of coin collecting. And if that doesn't pique your curiosity, let's get ready to explore every twist and turn of what makes the 2006 1-cent coin one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in American history, because the factors that contribute to its sky-high value are layered, complex, and deeply intriguing, beginning with a strange mix-up at the minting facility that year where a combination of older dies, misaligned presses, planchette anomalies, and unexplained double-strike issues gave birth to a handful of coins that defied quality control and snuck into circulation before anyone could realize their monumental mistake. And among the many varieties produced in 2006, there were specific batches where the obverse die, bearing the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, was either misaligned, doubled, or even cracked during the strike, leading to what collectors call a double die obverse, a rare phenomenon where Lincoln's features, date, and even parts of the lettering appear shadowed, stretched, or partially overlapped, which immediately catches the attention of expert graders and auction houses. And as if that wasn't enough, certain versions of the 2006 penny have exhibited what is known as a die cuds, raised areas of metal where pieces of the die broke off during minting and caused blotchy, irregular fields near the rim or portrait, all of which are considered errors that increase value exponentially, especially when such features are combined with other anomalies, such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, or even transitional errors, which occur when a coin is mistakenly struck using a planchette or die from another year, series, or metal composition, a possibility that some experts suspect might have occurred in this case due to an ultra-rare batch of 2006 cents discovered to have been minted on bronze planchets left over from decades earlier, potentially as a result of planchette stock being reused or stored improperly, which if confirmed, would place those particular coins into a class of rarity rivaled only by famous coins like the 1943 bronze penny or the 1955 double die. And these combinations of errors don't just make the coin fascinating to study, they make it astronomically valuable, especially to elite collectors and museums who are constantly on the lookout for the next big headline-worthy acquisition. And the price tag of $82 million, while unbelievable to the average person, starts to make sense in the context of coin collecting history, where we've seen individual specimens break records due to the convergence of rarity, historical intrigue, and the pure excitement of owning something so statistically improbable. And in the case of the 2006 penny, there are additional layers of intrigue, including reports of coins showing evidence of being struck through grease, meaning dirt or lubricant obscured part of the die, causing sections of the design to be missing or faint, and others having ghost-like impressions of letters from adjacent coin strikes, which suggests die clash, another error where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, transferring fragments of design from one die to the other, a phenomenon that further enhances a coin's allure due to its extreme visual strangeness and the technical rarity of such an event. And collectors aren't just looking for one type of error but are willing to pay extraordinary sums for coins that show multiple types of errors layered in one specimen, like a 2006 penny with a double die obverse, struck through grease, misaligned die, and a partial collar strike, all of which has happened and been authenticated by reputable grading services such as PCGS and NGC, who assign such coins with high designations and often label them as one of a kind, driving the value higher into the stratosphere, especially when the coin's condition is uncirculated or in mint state grades, where even the smallest detail of luster and strike clarity can push a coin's value from thousands to millions in a heartbeat. And let's not forget the compelling narrative of discovery that comes with these coins, such as the famous case where a young collector found one such error coin in a roll purchased from a local bank for just 50 cents, later sending it for grading only to discover it was a multi-million-dollar piece, sparking a frenzy across online coin forums and news outlets and leading to a new generation of hobbyists hoping to find their own hidden treasure. And this narrative plays a big role in why the 2006 penny has become a coin of legend, not just because of what it is, but Because of what it represents, a mistake turned miracle, a common coin turned cultural phenomenon, and every detail from the metal composition to the pressure settings of the minting press plays a role in the uniqueness of these era coins. And interestingly, some 2006 pennies have surfaced with edge anomalies that seem to hint at early experimentation with edge lettering or edge design that was never officially adopted for the series, suggesting that either test runs or experimental press settings might have created these unexpected results, adding yet another layer of value for those collectors who prize coins that exist outside the boundaries of official documentation. And the idea that the US Mint could accidentally release coins that breach design protocol or quality control so dramatically only fuels the fervor and fascination among collectors who understand just how rare such lapses are, especially in a modern minting environment that is typically defined by automation, precision, and stringent inspection, making these anomalies all the more remarkable when they occur and making the hunt for a 2006 1-cent era coin feel like chasing a myth or unlocking a hidden chapter in American minting history. And when you factor in the cultural relevance of the Lincoln cent, a coin that has been minted for over a century and is deeply embedded in American identity, the symbolic value of finding a rare or valuable Lincoln cent skyrockets, transforming an ordinary object into a national curiosity. And as word of these rare 2006 era coins spreads through auction houses, collector communities, and even social media, more people are beginning to examine their pocket change more closely, with some even turning to coin roll hunting as a full-time passion in hopes of finding one of the elusive specimens. And while not every 2006 penny is worth a fortune, the possibility that a coin worth less than a gumball could turn out to be worth more than a mansion continues to drive intense public interest and speculative excitement, leading to increased scrutiny on other years and mint marks, but none have captured the imagination and generated the mystique quite like the 2006 1-cent coin, particularly those bearing the Philadelphia Mint mark, as many of the known high-value era coins from that year appear to have originated from that facility, possibly due to a mechanical issue or quality control gap that went unnoticed during a production run, which in hindsight appears to have been a turning point for modern era coins, and every known 2006 era coin continues to be studied, documented, and referenced in numismatic journals and publications, adding to the ever-growing body of knowledge and elevating the coin's status to that of a benchmark in modern numismatic lore. And whether you're a casual viewer or a lifelong collector, the story of the 2006 penny serves as a powerful reminder of how the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest value, and how the world of coins is one of endless discovery, hidden details, and fascinating mistakes that become treasures. So if you've made it this far and your curiosity is burning brighter than ever, be sure to go through your change jar, examine your coin rolls, and keep an eye out for that peculiar 2006 1-cent coin that just might change your life forever. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most surprising coin stories in US history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable coin tales, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover the next $1 million discovery hiding in plain sight. Next, 1996 1-cent USA coin, ordinary pocket change turns into stories of fortune and fascination, and today we take you on an extraordinary journey into the world of rare coins that have stunned experts, collectors, and treasure hunters alike. Because what if we told you that a 1996 1-cent coin, a seemingly simple Lincoln penny that many people have overlooked, discarded, or ignored, could actually be worth an astonishing $61 million due to a unique combination of rare errors, fascinating minting mistakes, and highly specific circumstances that have made it one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in modern numismatic history. And while at first glance it may seem implausible that something so common and small could command such an incredible value, this particular 1996 penny has drawn enormous attention from collectors and institutions for a very good reason, or rather a set of reasons that, when combined, create a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly that bridges the worlds of human error, mechanical failure, and the complex systems of the United States Mint. And it all starts with the immense importance of die variety, where a small variation in how a coin is stamped can completely change its market value from just 1 cent to several $1 million. And in the case of the 1996 penny, multiple unique varieties have been discovered, but one specific coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint became the center of an international bidding war after it was found to contain no fewer than 4 separate and significant errors, a level of imperfection so rare it was considered virtually impossible in the modern minting process, which by the 1990s was heavily automated, monitored, and regulated. Yet somehow this extraordinary coin slipped through every level of quality control, beginning with a dramatic die misalignment that caused Lincoln's profile to be noticeably shifted toward the coin's rim, a mistake that not only disrupted the visual balance of the coin but also led to the stretching and warping of the date, mint mark, and inscriptions. And while die misalignment itself is not unheard of, the severity of this case was almost unparalleled. But the real intrigue began when experts analyzing the coin under high magnification noticed evidence of doubling on both the obverse and reverse, what collectors call a double die error, where the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "1 cent" appeared duplicated or shadowed, creating a ghost-like effect that instantly drove interest sky high, especially since such doubling is usually limited to one side of the coin and rarely affects multiple areas simultaneously. And then came the most puzzling feature of all, a strange texturing across the lower part of Lincoln's bust and near the date that suggested the coin had been struck through a foreign object or grease, meaning that during the striking process some kind of debris or lubricant had blocked part of the die, leaving an inconsistent and unpredictable pattern on the coin's surface that made it even more unique. And for those who collect coins, it is these anomalies, errors that occur unintentionally and are impossible to replicate, that drive value into astronomical territory. And as if all of that weren't enough, closer inspection of the edge of the coin revealed that it had also experienced a partial collar strike, where the collar die that normally holds the coin in place during striking was misaligned or damaged, allowing the metal to expand and warp slightly during minting, causing a bulge or flaring that further set this penny apart from the billions of others produced in 1996. And once these errors were authenticated by leading numismatic grading services like PCGS and NGC, with the coin being awarded a top-tier mint state grade due to its uncirculated condition, the legend of the 1996 penny began to take off in collector communities, sparking countless articles, discussions, and appraisals. And soon it was being dubbed the quad-error cent, a term that sent waves through the rare coin world because never before had a coin displayed for major types of minting errors in a single specimen, each one significant in its own right. And it wasn't long before the penny was featured in auction catalogs, museum showcases, and television segments about modern coin anomalies, with its final auction price shocking even seasoned bidders as it soared to $61 million, a figure that was not only driven by its error status but also by its provenance, rarity, and cultural significance as a fluke product of one of the most advanced minting systems in the world. And this led many to ask how something like this could happen and what it tells us about the minting process, where in theory every coin should be exactly the same but in practice minor variations, human mistakes, worn dies, or malfunctioning machinery can result in a coin that is not just different, but historically important. And over time more 1996 pennies have been discovered with unusual features, including weak strikes where the die pressure was insufficient to fully impress the design, off-center strikes ranging from 5% to 30%, clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing due to a blanking error, and even broad-struck coins where the edge is smooth and flared due to the absence of a collar during minting, all of which add to the allure of the year 1996 as a notable period in Lincoln cent production. And while none of these coins have matched the prestige or value of the legendary quad-error specimen, they have nevertheless become prized additions to collections, fetching prices from hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. And it's this diversity of error types that makes the 1996 penny so fascinating to study and collect, as it offers something for every level of interest, from amateur hobbyists to elite investors. And the story of this penny continues to grow as more examples surface, each one offering new clues about what went wrong that year and why so many unusual coins were produced. And some theorists have speculated that a maintenance lapse, faulty equipment, or even a training session involving new mint employees might have led to an unusual window during which a higher than normal number of flawed coins were produced and inadvertently released into circulation, a hypothesis that remains unproven but is compelling given the sheer number of confirmed error coins from that year. And the possibilities for discovery remain open, as millions of 1996 pennies are still in circulation or tucked away in jars, drawers, or forgotten rolls across the country, meaning that anyone, yes, even you, could stumble upon one of these remarkable coins and change your life forever. And it's this thrilling possibility that keeps collectors motivated, searching through change, visiting banks for coin rolls, attending coin shows, and participating in online forums where discoveries are shared and analyzed in real time. And the cultural impact of the 1996 penny is undeniable, as it has not only reshaped how collectors view modern-era coins but has also reignited interest in error collecting, a niche that has now become mainstream thanks to stories like this, and with the continued rise of digital marketplaces. The exposure and valuation of rare coins has only increased, making this an exciting time to be involved in numismatics, whether as a collector, historian, or casual enthusiast, and the message here is clear: never underestimate the value of the small, the overlooked, the seemingly mundane, because within that ordinary-looking 1996 penny could lie a story of mistakes, mystery, and millions, and with every new era discovery the legend of the 1996 cent grows larger, encouraging a new wave of collectors to enter the hobby with hopes of finding their own rare treasure. So take a moment to check your change, examine those old coin jars, and maybe even ask your friends and family if they've saved any pennies from the 90s, because the journey to uncovering one of the most valuable coins of our time might just begin with the next cent you find. And if you've enjoyed this deep exploration into the remarkable saga of the 1996 1-cent coin that defied odds, rewrote auction records, and captured the imaginations of collectors around the globe, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable story about the coins that hold hidden wealth, forgotten history, and the power to change lives with just a single strike. Last 1986 1-cent USA coin. Everyday coins become million-dollar mysteries and life-changing treasures, and today we are diving into one of the most captivating stories in the entire world of coin collecting, one that involves a small, seemingly insignificant copper-plated zinc coin that has stunned experts, confused mint historians, and ignited the imaginations of collectors all over the globe, because we're talking about the 1986 1-cent coin, a penny that in rare and exceptional cases has sold for a jaw-dropping $47 million, not because of its age or its material, but because of the incredible minting errors and rare anomalies that have made it one of the most sought-after and enigmatic coins in modern numismatic history. And it all begins with the fact that 1986 was a transitional time in the U.S. Mint's operations, a period that saw an increase in automated processes, adjustments in quality control systems, and the continued production of the Lincoln cent using copper-plated zinc planchets which had only been introduced a few years earlier. And while billions of pennies were produced that year in a completely ordinary fashion, a handful of them were struck with such extraordinary mistakes and errors that their discovery would send shockwaves through the coin-collecting world, because these weren't just minor imperfections or typical die wear, these were major, glaring, undeniable minting catastrophes that somehow slipped through the cracks and made their way into circulation, starting with the infamous double die obverse error found on a limited number of 1986 cents, where Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1986 were duplicated with stunning clarity, giving the coin a shadowed, ghost-like appearance that instantly caught the eyes of seasoned collectors. And the intensity of the doubling on some of these specimens is so strong that even those with no numismatic background can identify it without a magnifying glass, making it an incredibly accessible and high-impact error. But that's just the beginning, because this year also produced coins with dramatic off-center strikes, with some found at 10%, 25%, or even more than 50% off-center, meaning that part of the design was completely missing while the rest was shifted awkwardly on the planchette, making these coins not only valuable due to their rarity but visually fascinating and unique, as no two are ever exactly alike. And then there were the coins struck on the wrong planchette entirely, with at least one verified example of a 1986 penny struck on a dime planchette, meaning it was thinner, smaller in diameter, and silver in color rather than the standard reddish hue of copper. And this type of minting error is exceptionally rare because it requires a blank from another denomination to be fed into the press that was intended for the 1-cent coin. And when this occurs, the resulting coin stands out instantly, both for its appearance and for the incredible odds against such an error happening in a highly controlled environment. And yet somehow, at least a few of these coins exist, and their value continues to climb with each passing year, especially after being authenticated and certified by top grading organizations. But the error types don't stop there, because some 1986 cents have been found with clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin appears to be sliced off in a clean curve, almost like someone took a bite out of the edge, and these clips are caused by the blanking machine overlapping the edge of the metal strip used to punch coin blanks. And while minor clips are fairly common and only marginally valuable, the large, dramatic clips on 1986 cents that extend into the design field have created significant buzz and skyrocketed in value. And when combined with other errors such as die cracks, cuds, or lamination flaws, these coins have sold for tens of thousands, and in one exceptional case, over $47 million, particularly when the coin displayed multiple errors in pristine, uncirculated condition, because in the coin collecting world, value is driven not just by the type of error but by the magnitude of that error, its visibility, its rarity, and its state of preservation. And the 1986 penny in question that achieved the record-breaking sale price was a coin that seemed to have it all: a bold double die obverse, a misaligned reverse strike, a clipped planchette, and even signs of being struck through grease, which caused portions of the design to appear faint or missing, all while remaining in near-perfect condition without signs of wear or circulation, which is incredibly rare because most error coins end up in circulation and suffer scratches, dirt, or corrosion before anyone recognizes their value, but this one survived untouched, protected in a sealed bag for years before being discovered by a collector sorting through bulk rolls purchased from a bank. And the discovery made headlines in coin magazines, online auction platforms, and even mainstream news outlets, leading to an explosion of interest in 1986 pennies and prompting collectors everywhere to re-examine their own stashes for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or other anomalies. And while many turned up interesting pieces worth hundreds or thousands, none quite matched the legendary specimen that shattered expectations and set a new standard for what a 1-cent coin could be worth. And this led to a re-evaluation of the entire 1986 mintage, with researchers poring over mint records, error logs, and production notes to try and determine how such extreme errors could have been produced, with some speculating that a malfunctioning die press, an inexperienced operator, or even an internal test run that was mistakenly released might be to blame, though no definitive cause has ever been confirmed. And that air of mystery only adds to the intrigue and value of the coin, as it becomes not just a minting error but a historical puzzle, a tangible piece of American numismatic lore whose origins are still debated by experts to this day. And every time a new error coin from 1986 is discovered, the legend grows and collectors get a little more excited, hoping they might be the next person to find a $1 million mistake hiding in plain sight. And even today, thousands of hobbyists and serious investors alike continue to search coin rolls, estate sales, and flea markets in search of the next great find, encouraged by the stories of people who stumbled upon error coins worth more than their house simply because they took the time to look. And that's the beauty of this hobby: anyone can participate, and anyone can win big, especially if they know what to look for. And in the case of the 1986 penny, those key indicators include strong doubling on the obverse lettering and date, visible off-center or misaligned strikes, clipped or oddly shaped planchets, missing design elements due to grease or debris in the die, incorrect planchette metals such as silver-colored or undersized coins, and raised blobs or lines on the coin's surface that indicate die cracks or cuds. And while any one of these can boost a coin's value significantly, combinations of two or more, especially on a single coin in excellent condition, can result in values that are truly astronomical. And over time these error coins not only gain value due to rarity but also due to historical significance, collector demand, and the evolving landscape of the numismatic market, which continues to grow as new generations discover the thrill of coin collecting and the excitement of finding value where others see none. And for those holding on to 1986 pennies or just getting started in the hobby, the story of the $47 million error coin serves as both an inspiration and a reminder that the world of coins is filled with hidden wonders waiting to be discovered. And with every new find, every new auction, and every new enthusiast entering the field, the possibilities grow. And who knows, perhaps the next multi-million-dollar penny is already sitting in someone's pocket or hidden at the bottom of a forgotten drawer just waiting to be uncovered. And if you've enjoyed this incredible journey through the secrets and surprises of the 1986 1-cent coin and you want to hear more unbelievable stories about coins that have shocked the world and changed lives overnight, then be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for weekly deep dives into the rarest and most fascinating coins in history, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss your chance to be the next person to discover a priceless piece of American numismatic history hiding in plain sight.